We're lucky.
We are.
We got really good.
Too blessed to be stressed.
Amen. sister.
Or sometimes you say too stressed to be blessed, but it's okay. We make it work both ways. Big fella, what do you got to lead us off into hour 2?
Game time decision here, boys. I changed it up.
Yes,
I called an audible. First topic, my previous topic I was going to talk about was British TV shows.
What the hell do you know about British TV shows?
I have been hung on some British TV shows.
What British TV shows?
Well, their series is on.
Now, hold on.
What?
If it's not going to be your topic, maybe we should save it to be your topic.
Well, it's not, but it wasn't really that good. I
thought we were getting into the whole dynamic.
Well, we're going to get into it.
Okay.
But I just watched this.
So we're not reviving the topic.
No, not really. I'm just going to cover something real quick. I watched a show, a series on Netflix, and it was a British show called Fool Me Once. And it was really good, but it was British, and their accents were tough. You know what I mean? So
Doctor Who, that was a good British TV show.
Like that's all I wanted to talk about. BBC type.
Oh, so our lady
Top
that's
Gear.
the executive administrative assistant at the resort, she's from across the pond.
Oh,
Yeah.
the EAA.
Yeah. And she
Oh, yeah, the EAA.
so she dropped one on me the other day that I was not prepared for.
Trumpet.
Hello, governor.
No, not that. Somebody had a little bit of a head cold. And she goes, yeah, they're all bunged up. And I go, what? Excuse me? She goes, yeah, bunged up. And I go, what in the hell does that mean? She goes, oh, like all stuffy, bunged up. That's what you say over there across the pond.
Tea and spotted dick.
I guess.
Okay.
Okay. So anyway, we were talking over the break there about Casey's near-death experience with his driver's training.
Yeah.
And then that prompted me to relive a story
Yeah, I can't wait to
from
bring
a
that one back.
fellow wanderer that Smoke Dragon may or may not work with that we had a little bit of a close call during driver's training about, last minute exit. We were driving and all this shit, but in our driver's training class, we did a slideshow. Mm-hmm. The Indiana State Police came and presented a slideshow to us of literally probably 25 minutes full of still photos of just pure carnage that were caused by vehicular wrecks. And I'm not talking like these were legitimate Indiana State Police like crime scene photos of dead people that were in car wrecks. Like,
so you felt like the kid from The Sixth Sense.
well, yeah.
You guys saw dead people.
The
What a show, by the way. What a movie.
The
What
whole
an
class,
underrated movie.
the whole class saw it, and this was privy to our
Exit.
experience. So we were all freaked the hell out. But that prompted me to think. Like, so I was 15 at that time,
Yeah.
and that was probably as a 15-year-old kid. The internet really wasn't like a huge thing yet, but I hadn't really seen anything other than like being with Dad in the truck, on a fire call, and he threatens my life and says, "Don't get out of the truck or I'll beat your ass."
And you get out of the truck?
No, I might have crane necked, out the window or something like that, but never really got out. But I never really seen like a real ass dead body, other than like at a funeral home, of course.
Yeah,
At a funeral home, but like a real dead person, And that lady, like, do you remember Faces of Death?
Heard of it, never watched it. Like,
Do you remember Rotten.com?
Yeah, but I always knew what it was, and I didn't want to check it out.
You didn't. You never had that curiosity to do it.
No.
Does it make me weird if I did?
No, lots of people did.
Okay. Have you ever seen anything similar to what I am describing? Casey, I'm sure you have.
Yeah, I've spent a little time on Rotten.com.
Yeah. Well, not necessarily just on Rotten, but like in your previous line of work, did you ever have to look at like crime scene photos of like dead people and shit?
So I did. I was appointed to represent an individual that had was charged with murder. And when state Indiana sends you discovery, you get photos from the crime scene. And so that was probably the deepest one where you looked at it and it was, they almost look unreal.
Yeah.
They look staged. Mm-hmm. You realize how much Hollywood gets it wrong when it comes to a lot of those things. But it's amazing the detail that these photographers and other things look for. But they're kind of gnarly to look at because it's almost so surreal, it's unreal. And it's just weird.
That's where I was going because like I know we went to driver's training at a different high school that I went to. So it was me and a handful of other guys. We were going to miss our school's driver's training because we were heading out west backpacking. And luckily we had a connection to get into the other school. So, here we are in a foreign environment with a whole class full of people that I didn't know. You know what I mean? Like no clue who these guys are, with a teacher and an instructor that I've never met before, literally looking at a projector screen on the wall, and it was just giant.
I feel like there should have been a waiver that your folks.
Well, yeah. Okay. So then now that builds me into the second part of my thing that says, do you think that these videos are desensitizing people? And I feel 100% that they are.
So let me give you a little input. We've talked about it before. You talk about desensitizing people. Mm-hmm. You talk to some of the older members of the bar that used to try child molest cases probably 30 years ago. So difficult to find a jury. Nowadays, honest to God, you have a room full of people and you ask the question that the nature of this case is a allegation of molestation of a child, which should just send chills down your spine because, it should. And outside of the one or two people that just absolutely don't want to be on a jury and they'll think of any concocted statement to get out of it, whatever, that's fine. Everybody knows what you're doing. Like these people that...
What do you think the most common get out of jury duty statement is?
Really...
I always thought it was that you were racist. Like I'm racist.
Yeah.
But I'm gay. Some people, I've heard that before, like I'm gay. I'm gay.
No,
but I don't know what being gay would prevent you from being on a jury.
But the problem of the problem what you have. So I tried roughly 15 jury trials in a 7-year career as a criminal defense attorney. So about 2 a year on average. And in jury selection in the state of Indiana, the standard that you're looking for is, can you still remain fair and impartial? So what happens is let's say
I definitely could not.
Let's say
child case.
I know.
Let's say Dave.
Yep, kill him.
Well, but you say that, and the thing of it is when you're in a room full of people and that goes on, like it puts the pressure on people because there's 60 people in the room looking at you.
Yeah,
and then you start asking questions. So most attorneys, you generally try to make an effort to what they call rehabilitate the witness, or in this case, the juror, of, you got to make it abundantly clear that you can strike this individual for cause. Now, I'm not saying like it's easy. You're going to get the first 12 in there plus your alternate, but out of 12 of the first round, you may get 4 or 5, and then you may get another 3, or you may get another 2. But a lot of people, like, they'll come in and be, well, I've got work. Okay, well, we've all got work, but you're not going to get fired, right? No. And you're
money.
Well, they can't get fired.
Yeah, they can't.
Fired, but they can not pay you.
Yeah, and
Work?
Yeah.
it's different for everybody.
But don't you get paid to be on the jury and you get
Yeah,
fed?
Like $35 a day, I
And then
think.
you get fed too?
Yeah, you get lunch and dinner. Because I've had,
Yeah, but
I
if you
think
get on some case that gets drug out for 8 months or a year, you
Yeah.
make it on $35 a day.
you're not going to have anything around here that's going to go that long.
You don't never know. No.
Hey, there's no way. But but jury selection's an interesting thing of it.
Desensitizing people. That's what I said.
But it is.
The videos on Twitter, like Twitter, I feel like is a no holds bar platform. You know what I mean? Since
Shout out Elon.
yeah, shout out Elon. Since
Open up the floodgates.
yeah, since all that censorship's away, like I, which we've all discussed this before, that my Twitter is trash. Like we all know, it's just just junk shit. Which my algorithm is my own fault. I know, because like it's just like street fights and people getting killed in car wrecks and people
Yeah.
getting shot in public. And I guess it's like the cell phones that, that's what's wild to me is that, back in the day on, network television, you would never dream of seeing, you know what I mean, a dead body crime scene photo.
Yeah.
You know what I
You
mean?
never would.
No. Or like now there's dicks on Netflix. You know what I mean? Like it's just things are changing, and I feel like with these old Faces of Death videos and like there was a guy that I used to work with that made a compilation video and put it on a DVD, and he called it Tasty Shit 1 and Tasty Shit 2. And they would, he would burn a bunch of DVDs and hand them out. You know what I mean? Dude, check this shit out. And it was like the first thing was a dude doing like 150 mile an hour on a crotch rocket and hitting a cattle gate and literally turning into human spaghetti. And it was it was a real video of this happening, and it's like, why? I guess, I don't know. Like if that were I guess if that were my family member and that video would leak or somehow get out, you know what I mean? Like I would be irately pissed.
Well, think about when Kobe Bryant died in that helicopter crash.
Yeah.
There was one of the news outlets or somebody got pictures of the crash, and I think they sued to keep them from going out. There's
Right.
some protections on those.
And the other thing too, like people, like vehicle accidents, this is another weird thing for me. But like people that are in vehicle accidents, or that are not the people that are in them, but
Yeah.
like if someone posts a photo of a vehicle accident on the interwebs and says, prayers for those involved, and it's a photo of the car wreck, and it ends up being a fatality, and then the person's family that's involved in this sees that photo without being notified prior, that would be awful. You know what I mean? I don't know. I think people posting pictures and you seeing these dead body and murder videos, and I don't know. It just scares me to death that one of these days my kids are going to stumble across one, and I'm sure they already have. You know what I mean? But like, that's what's wild to me. You know what I mean? Like they just, I don't think they need to be on the internet.
Well,
I don't know.
and some of that content where you see those things happen is all a matter of, think about how many posts happen and how much gets
No,
put out there. They can't keep up with it unless you report it.
right.
But, I say all of that, you're desensitizing. I mean, think about what's on primetime television now. Think about what your kids can watch on streaming services.
Yep.
That's all about that. That's
Now,
part
did
of,
you ever watch? You say you never did watch Faces of Death or any of that?
I mean, I've seen it on Twitter.
Like
I've
ever
not
watched Two Girls, One Cup?
I know Dave has.
Did you?
Actually, never have.
What? You never seen the original one?
No. I mean, I know the
Premise.
Yeah, I know what it's all about, but
And you didn't?
I've seen it. Yeah.
Yeah, it's terrible. But that's what I mean. Like that.
Well,
That
that's
kind
just
of.
that's just good editing.
That kind of shit. Good editing.
Yeah.
I don't understand.
Well, they edit it and they cut the clip out and then they replace it. Yeah, you didn't know that?
No,
Yeah, it's true. Saw it online.
they didn't
Google
really
it.
eat. They didn't really eat their own.
No,
Oh wow!
that's kind of like a brownie consistency there.
Wow.
Yeah.
That makes you want to vomit.
Yeah, thinking about it. I don't know, man. There's a lot of weird shit on the internet, and I don't
Tons of
like
weird shit on
I,
the internet.
I don't really like it because
The internet is the wild, wild
my
west.
kids are
It's our wild, wild
they're
west.
explorers, and I don't like that.
Well, we live on the internet, and when 99% of the comments we get from random people are
About us being fat.
weight or size related,
Yeah.
there's just not a whole lot of depth of intellectual. Dave, I'm trying to think about how to say this in a manner that would be pretty close to David is.
Come up with some new material, you losers.
Okay, there we go. So